Bismillah walhamdulillah salatu wassalamu ala ashrafi rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in biridallah amma ba'd. In our journey on the biography of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, in the first 10 episodes, we went through the birth and the childhood days of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and now we will move on to the adolescent and youth of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The adolescent and youth days of Prophet ﷺ were truly inspiring. Let me show you why. Imagine a young, handsome man living in a society filled with complete immorality, and yet he remains honest and pure. That was young Prophet ﷺ. While others were lost in the worldly distractions, there was one man stood out in Makkah from the house of Aminah, none other but the young Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Can you imagine how rare that combination is? Let me take you through a few incidents and a journey to understand the youth and adolescent days of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and also focusing on how the young Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam earned his livelihood. In Makkah, trade and shepherd were the two ways to make a living. Shepherding involved taking care of animals, especially the goats. And our Prophet ﷺ had the initial experience of taking care of goats from his childhood. He also shared the experiences of when he was young, when he joined on an adventure with the children of Banu Sa'ad, which brought back his early days as a shepherd. And the young Prophet ﷺ not only took care of the flocks of his family for free of cost, he also extended his service and he took care of the goats of Makkans for a small fee. It is mentioned in a hadith, Prophet ﷺ said, I used to take care of the goats of Makkans for some pennies. And another incident which was mentioned by Jabir radiallahu anh, when Jabir radiallahu anh was with the Prophet ﷺ and they were plucking the ripened fruit from the arak tree. And that's when the Prophet ﷺ advised Jabir, pick the good colored ones because they are the best ones. And I used to pluck the fruits when I was grazing the goats. And that surprised Jabir radiallahu anh, and he's asked, Prophet of Allah used to go graze the goats? And Prophet ﷺ smiled and said, yes, and all the prophets have shepherded the goats. And it is mentioned in another hadith where Prophet ﷺ said that Prophet Moosa ﷺ was appointed as a prophet when he was taking care of goats, and so was Prophet Dāwūd ﷺ, and also I was appointed as a prophet when I was taking care of the goats of my relatives in Ajiyat. Now, what we understood was Prophet Moosa ﷺ was appointed as a prophet when he was taking care of goats, and so was Prophet Dāwūd ﷺ and Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Now you might start wondering, what is so special about being a shepherd? Let me say you something. Shepherding is not just a job. Shepherding was more than a job. It was a training ground for the prophets, where they were taught the qualities like patience, leadership, and responsibility, which were essential for a prophet to lead their nation. And it is important to note that the goats were delicate animals, and they need constant care and attention from the caretaker of the goats. A shepherd need to be always on alert to protect the goats from the wild animals and the thieves. Now, these are the qualities that helped the young Prophet ﷺ to shape his character, to lead his role as the prophet which would come later. Now, Prophet ﷺ was appointed as a prophet while he was taking care of goats. This doesn't mean that the Prophet ﷺ was forced, or he was asked to perform the duties of a shepherd when he was not interested in it. Prophet ﷺ fondly remembered his days as a shepherd even after becoming prophet. He shared those memories with his Sahaba radiallahu anhum. And Ibn Hajar, Imam radiallahu anhu, he highlights this quality of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, saying he sallallahu alaihi wasallam never looked down on his past as a shepherd. He in fact emphasized on the self-effort or earning through one's self-effort, and no matter how small it is or how negligible it is a virtue if someone earns through his own self-effort. And it is mentioned in a hadith where Prophet ﷺ has said, the best food is that which one earns through his self-effort. In a nutshell, the young days, the youth of Prophet ﷺ was a powerful example for all of us. Just imagine, as I mentioned, a society filled with complete immorality, and there was one young man whom everyone trusted in Makkah, Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So this means that Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was not just another young man in Makkah. He was trusted by everyone and truly then given a title of Al-Ameen. As historian William Morey was quoted, he said, the fair character and honorable bearings of the unobtrusive youth won the approbation of his fellow citizens, and he received the title Al-Ameen, the Trustworthy, by common consent. Now, what we understood is the youth of Prophet ﷺ is a powerful example for all of us. Now, before we move on to the next phase of it, we'll take a break for now until the next episode. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.